Hello friends, today in this tutorial I'll be showing you that how to use the Google Search Console API in an order to display the analytics of your website, how many views you got, how many clicks you got for each blog post inside a pagination kind of a application. So you will see the demo of the application on your screen in the browser. So we will be building this application from scratch step by step. So this is a table which contains the list of pages here, which contains inside your website. So this is my home page of my blog website Coding Shiksha. So it will show the total impressions that I got in the time period that I will mention, and the total number of clicks and the position. So basically if you open Search Console, so all the information that you see inside Search Console, we will be displaying that information using their API that they provide you. So inside Search Console, you will see in the performance tab, you see all this information, total clicks, impressions, CTR. So we've tried to replicate this in our own application using JavaScript and Google Search Console API. So you will see this contains all the pages, and the nice thing is that we are using pagination component inside jQuery and Bootstrap. If you go to the second page, it will show you the next set of pages. So it is very nice application. So go to the third page, you will see the next 5 pages. Go to the fourth page, fifth page as it is. And if you go to the last page, you will see there are 200 pages here, and each page contain 5 blog articles, and alongside with the statistics, impressions, number of clicks, and position. So you can see that. So this is kind of a pagination here, and you can also change the number of blog posts which are shown per page by simply going to the application and making changes. Let's suppose I want to display 50 blog posts per page. So I will make this slide change in the application. Just change the value and then authorize and load here. Click execute. And now basically you will see, now it will show you 50 articles per page. You will see it is containing 50 articles. If I go to the second page, then it will show you the next 50 articles here like this. This is the second page. So now if you go to the last page, it will now contain only 20 pages, because in each page we are displaying 50 articles. So it is a total of 1000 articles are displaying here. You will see total records are 1000, and on each page we are displaying 50 articles. So we will be building this application from scratch, guys. How to scrape all this information from the API, how to extract it. So I find that on YouTube uh, the videos are not made on Google Search Console API, so people are finding very much difficult to write code in JavaScript. So I written all this code here, and I will guide you step by step how to do this. So if you want to make this application, if you want to get all the source code, I have written all the application code and I have given you in the video description. So you can go to the video description link here in the blog post. I have given the link in the video description. This is the blog post. This contain all the source code here with the image instructions, index.html. So all this code is there. So I will be making use of in this video. So please make sure you go to the video description link. And now first of all, guys, I will show you how to extract all this information, and then we will write the code. So basically if you search this API on Google, just search this API first of all, Google Search Console API. And the very first link which comes in, this is a link here. Simply click this link, and there are two APIs, set of APIs inside this. This is a separate API which URL testing tools. This is experimental. This is not the API that we are testing. This is the API, Search Console API. Simply click this, and now you need to go to API Explorer. Simply go it, and here we need to search for the search console. This is the API, Google Search Console API. Simply click this, and now basically you will see this API which is there. Try in your browser, and now you will see version 1. I have also given the link in the video description. I think this is the API we are talking about, Search Console API. And if you go to the query parameter here, query method, this is a method that we will be using here in order to query the analytics of our website. So basically this is the HTTP request we are using here. Simply, this is a request. You need to replace the site URL here. So simply you need to replace the site URL. And there is a nice try this API section here inside the browser itself, which lets you test this API. So we will be making use of it. So inside of site URL, you will replace your site URL. So abc.com, any URL that you want. My API website is coding Shiksha. So inside URL, I will write sc-domain : followed by your website name codingshiksha.com. And now guys, inside I will delete all this stuff here and start from scratch. This is a request body. Request body section here, and here you will write here, you will first of all provide a start date from which start date you need to consider the data from. So I will write a start date, let's suppose 221 dash, this is the syntax you need to write the date on, 0 5 11. So it is 11th of May 2021, and then we need to provide the end date. This is the end date option, and today is 19th of January, so I will write 2022 19th, sorry, 01 for January and 19th. That's it. So basically if I provide this parameters and click on execute, so you need to tick all these two options, Google Auth and API key. So first of all, it will ask for the permissions. After you grant it, now it will tell you the clicks, number of clicks which has happened on your website in this time period. From 11th of May 2021 to this date, 19 January 2022. So you can count the number of clicks here, which is around about 100,000, 10,000, 3 lakhs 15,169. About 7 lakh impressions are there, CTR and position. So all this 4 set of data is given. So whichever data that you see inside this 4 set of data, clicks, impression, CTR, position. You can also cross verify also by selecting the time period. So I just wanted to show you the gist of it, how to provide these options here. And now if you want to see the code here, appropriate code which is necessary, you can see the code in the right hand corner, CRUD, HTTP. Or if you are using JavaScript language, this is the code that we want. So we can just copy this code here simply. So we will go to our editor. Just make a new index.html file, guys. Inside your text editor, paste this code. So this is a bare minimum code in order to launch this application, and you will see all this code will be written, site URL, start date, end date. And now if you try to run this application, it will not run. It will tell you this 401 error is there, OAuth client is not found. To resolve this error, you need to provide your own client ID and API key. So this is very easy, guys. You need to have your Google account. From whichever account your website, your search console account is connected, you need to create a client ID and API key. For creating it, you need to go to Google Developer Console. You go to Google Developer Console, and first of all, guys, you need to enable this API, which is the Google Search Console. Just type this here and enable this API. I have already enabled this. After enabling it, you need to go to the home section and then go to API preview. And then you will see this option, which is a credential option. Simply, you will need to create a credential here. Click on OAuth client ID. As this will be a web application, so select web application. And this is a very important thing, guys, which is authorized JavaScript origins. And wherever you are launching your application, simply see the port number. This is the address. You will see this is localhost 5500. So simply you need to copy this. So your port number will be different. So depending upon that, simply copy that information, paste it here. After that, click on create. And now your client is created. Simply click copy this client ID. So don't copy my client ID, guys. At the end of this video, I will delete this. So paste it here. And similarly, you need to create your API key. Click API key. It is creating it. Simply copy this and paste it right here. So after doing this, guys, you can open this application and hopefully it will execute. And make sure that this 127 dot it should be replaced by localhost. Then only this application will work. So first of all, you need to click authorize and load. This will start and you need to grant your permissions. After granting all the permissions, after selecting the account, simply click on execute. And hopefully in the console menu, you will see the response object coming here. You will see now inside the result option, inside rows, we are seeing this array here, which is containing these four properties, which is clicks, CTR, impression, position. And now basically we can print this information inside a table. So this is very easy. So after that, we can have a bootstrap table. So we can use bootstrap CDN. So w3schools.com website, we can use it. Simply, we only need the CSS part. And for the table, this is a table here, so we can get a pretty simple table. So right here after the button we can have a div which will have the result, and inside this we can paste a table. We can delete all this, and here we can write here these four things, which is impressions, number of clicks, and position and CTR. And here we can give it an ID to this, which is I think data. So we can also use some jQuery also, guys. It is very easy. Simply click jQuery, click on get started, and paste the CDN. And here, whenever the response is coming, guys, simply we can say, we can target it by the ID that we have given data. We'll see data. So we can simply say HTML, and inside this we can have a table row tag, and now to print the information, guys, it is pretty simple. We can say this backtick symbol, and inside dollar symbol, a sort of curly brackets. Inside this we can print a dynamic variable. We can say response dot result dot rows, and this is the first property, and inside this contains the impression. And similarly for this, for the clicks, this will be response dot result dot rows dot clicks. So we can copy this. So this will be position, and lastly we will have the CTR. That's it. And hopefully, guys, if I now refresh the application, you will see exactly the information printed out. Where the table is there. If I now, every time you start the application, you need to repeat this process. Click on authorize and load. Now you will see, guys, number of clicks in printed out. Position is also, CTR is also, but impressions is not undefined. Let me just see. Let me just see if I make any sort of mistake here. Oh, sorry, this needs to be impressions, not impression. So again, if you refresh it, guys, you will see now this will be, click on this. Now, guys, you will see it is showing exactly impressions, clicks, position, CTR of my coding Shiksha website. This is a block full website views, which is showing you total clicks which are there. Now I will be showing you guys how to get a specific country Let's suppose we want to filter out the traffic from a particular location inside Search Console. So basically, if you go to your Search Console, you can filter out the traffic from a particular country. Let's suppose I give you the situation. I select my website, and let's suppose if I go to performance level, I need to get all the people which have come to my website through a particular country in the last 3 months. Let's suppose from France. So if I click apply here, now it will exactly show how many clicks have happened from the country France in the last 3 months. So now I want to get this data through the API, Google Search Console API. So how I will achieve that? So I will show you in this step. So there is a filter that you need to write here inside similar. Just go to again this tool here. This is a handy tool. You just need to mention the start date, end date. This is mandatory for each and every step. So after mentioning it, we will have this dimension filter groups. Simply select this, guys, and after that we need to add the item. So here I will add the filter, which will be the filter we will be adding is first of all we need to provide a dimension. So the dimension is this country. So country is, we need to use a operator here because we need to equal a country. So in operator we have equal, not equal, contain, not contain, including regular expression or excluding it. We will say exactly equal, and here we will provide the country inside expression. For each and every code, each and every country, there is a 3-letter word ISO code. For France it is FRA. So I will just write this, and this is a full query which is happened here. Now we can execute this query. Click on execute, and now this will tell you the exact number of clicks which has happened in France, which is 644.7. Impressions is that, CTR is that, position is that. You can change this country to India as well. Let's suppose I change this to India. You will see India is there, IND. And now you will see the clicks have been changed here. 124, 381. You can change this to USA. Any country of your choice. You will see 21,691. Australia 2570. We can have New Zealand also. Click on execute, you will see 477. So each and every country you can do this filter out, and the code is pretty simple. Simply, if you see, you just need to change the filter here. Simply I will change the filter, rest of the thing will remain constant. Simply I will copy this, and I will just paste it here like this. So apart from that, we are including just this dimension filter groups here. So I have explained you what it is doing, that it is just applying this advanced filter. In programming language, we are providing array here, and inside this contains an object. So this has three properties. First is dimension, which is country. Operator, you can just use any sort of operator. This is equals here, and the country from which you need to have. So if you now refresh your application, it will now tell you exactly. So here you need to replace localhost. And now guys, you can see that 477 clicks. So in this way, guys, you can apply any sort of filter here. So there are various kind of filters available to you. So I cannot go in detail for each and every filter. You can try out with your own self with using this tool. This is very good tool here. And I will show you one more dimension which is very much popular. The dimension I am talking about is the page level dimension. So I will provide a filter, and the dimension name is page wise. So now basically if you want to specifically target a specific page, so in that scenario, guys, it will be very simple. You will have the again equal operator, and here you will copy paste the URL of any sort of page that you want to target. Let's suppose I want to see my top pages which are performing well. So I will copy paste the URL here of this page here, and simply I will paste the URL like this. Simply paste it, and now it will only show the clicks of this particular URL of this particular blog post in this selected time period. So if I click execute now it will tell you exact clicks, impression, CTR, position. So this is very much useful if you want to target only a specific blog post, not the entire website. So this is the filter that you can write here. And if you want to see the source code, simply copy this source code. This is a filter here. This is very easy. You can also change this inside the code. Instead of country, you will just write page, and then you will copy paste the address of any blog post that you want. So once you practiced this API, this will be very easy for you to extract any sort of data from Google Search Console and make your own sort of advanced application without having even going to Google Search Console. And now, guys, I will show you the pagination data, how to get all the blog post. So for doing that, let me start from scratch. So once again, we will add our dimension filter groups. Let me add the dimension, which is page wise once again, and expression. Sorry. I think this will be equal to equals because yes, operator, and here we need to provide the operator. So if you go to the video description link, I have written this post here. So inside this, what we have used here, if you just see here, this is for the pagination. To get all the blog post, I have written a, let me just see what is, oh, to get all the pages, guys, we don't want the advanced filter, we just need the dimension. So I will delete this. So we only need, first of all, the search type will be equal to web. You can also select image, video, news, discover, all this stuff. But I only need the web search traffic. And then I will tell you, just need the dimension, which will be equal to page. That's it. And row limit, you can provide how many maximum blog posts you want to return. So I need to return 1000. So click on execute. Now basically you will see this will contain all the blog posts, 1000 blog posts inside this JSON response. So now we can paginate this data inside this. This is exactly is the code here. So I will just copy paste it. So now guys, you will see we are providing the site URL, and in the resource here, this is a start date, end date, search type is web, dimension is page, and row limit is the maximum amount of pages you want to see. Want to see 1,000 blog post, the top blog post on my website. And now if you refresh it guys, you will see the top blog post of your website. If you refresh it, for this, mm, oh sorry guys, I think this is a array here because max more than one property is written inside this object. You will see this result is holding 1,000 properties here. So from 0 to 99, then 100 to 199. So you will see all these properties are written inside their individual array. So what we need to do is that I think click CTR impression position. So we need to add one other field here, which is the page URL. That's it. And now this response dot result dot rows response dot result dot rows is an array. So we can use the for each loop, and response dot result dot rows is an array now, and for each page we can transfer this data, transfer this step here inside this loop. So we will be iterating for each page, and now we will use the append method, not the HTML method, because we will be appending each time for each page. So first of all, we also need to add our the site URL, which is contained inside response dot result dot rows 0. And if you see, it is contained inside key dot um, if you see the individual, we have keys and then 0. Okay, we have keys 0. That's it, I think. Now we can launch the application, and hopefully we will see all the result being printed out. And now guys, you will see this is the page URL, impression, click, position, CTR. All this information is printed out. This is exactly 1,000 blog posts. If you can also count it. Uh, I think it is the same blog post which is repeating here. Let me just see what is the problem here. Some error has taken place. Oh, sorry guys, this needs to be page, not. I have made a mistake here. This needs to be page. So that is why I was wondering why it was repeating it, because this is a loop, this is not a static statement. So just make this modification guys, and hopefully you will see your. Now guys, you will see this is all the blog posts which you can see here, all the 1,000 blog posts. At maximum, a limit is there. If you just see the documentation here, you can provide at most. If you just read the documentation, uh, valid range is up to 25,000. So you can provide this row limit value to at max to, you can display 25,000 blog post data on your website. So this, you can make this as 25,000. So I think I just only have 5,000 pages on my website, so I can have maximum 5,000. So I'm just telling you the limit. So if I make this as 500, so you will see the value will change. And now guys, coming back to the question how to paginate this data, because this is a lot of data which is displayed here. And for production level applications, you will need some kind of pagination, something like this. So because if you move to one page to another page, you will need some kind of pagination. So how to build this? It is very simple. You need to create a pagination.js file inside your root directory. Just make this pagination.js file and simply copy paste this code. I have copy pasted this code in my blog post. If you drag down, there will be a second file which will be there. This is a file pagination.js. Simply copy paste all the code which is given here. Paste it. After that, include this file inside your file. So we will include this. Pagination.js. That's it. This is a plugin, actual plugin which is used to paginate the data. And for this application, guys, we will also need our bootstrap JS part, bootstrap.js. So click on get started and you will see this JS part is also there. Simply copy this and paste it. That's it. And for now, for the pagination, guys, after the table, you can paste the pagination markup. It is very simple. If you go to the blog post, this is a markup by guys. So simply paste this markup. This is just a 2 lines of code. So these are all bootstrap classes. And now for making the pagination, guys, it is very simple. So these are some of the variables you need to declare here at the very top. So as you can see, we have given this ID to it, pagination, so that we can target it inside our JavaScript. So simply paste this variable names. So total records is the total number of pages that you want to see on the page. So this you can change it anytime inside your application. Then we got record per page. So how many blog posts you want to see per page. So let's suppose I want to display 25 number. So I can increase this from 5 to 25. And total pages we will calculate as we go on. So these are some of the variables you need to declare. After that, guys, once you got the response, we will copy paste this code here. Simply let me just paste it. So once you got the response from the API, let me paste it. So we will store the number of total records which is returned inside records variable. This is the array here, array length. Then we will calculate the total number of pages which needs to be seen in the pagination, which is total records divided by record per page. So this comes out to be the total number of pages which will be shown to the user in the pagination. And then we will apply this apply pagination method, which is the custom method that we will write. So now it is pretty simple. You need to write this method apply pagination. At the bottom here, you need to write this. So we will target it. You can see I have granted this ID pagination, so we can target it. So we are targeting it. This is a method of the library. So here we are providing the total number of pages that we have calculated in the previous step. Here you will see, and then we are, this property is very much similar. How many pages you want to visible for the user when we launch the application. This number you can change to any number of your choice. So this is stick to 6 here. I will stick to 6. And whenever you click the page, an individual page on the pagination, what will happen on page click is this event automatically fires when you click the second page, third page of the pagination. So this will automatically just have the next record. It will calculate it by using this some kind of math here. And now we need to again uh, just generate table. This is a custom function we will write here. So here we will add the actual elements to the DOM. So simply I will paste it this method. So now I will remove all this. So here I will delete this. Instead we are writing in the generate table function. So I can format the document here. So now guys, inside generate table, we are just adding the data to the DOM here. So we are taking the display records. Again, we are iterating in a for each loop. For each page, we are adding the page URL, impression, clicks, position. So now if you run this application, hopefully you will see the pagination is added. So refresh it, the application, click on authorize and load. And now if you see guys, you will see the pagination. So it is now showing 25 blog posts per page. If you go to the second page, so now the next 25 blog posts are shown. Now the next 25 you will see next. So if you go to the last page, it is containing I think some is problem is there here. uh, if you once again copy paste the source code, guys, from the blog post, it should work perfectly, because I have written this code by myself, so I know why what will happen if you face any sort of problem. So simply paste this code here, and once again I will have the API key. This is API key. I will paste this, and the client ID. So once again run this application, guys. So at I don't need to execute here. Why it is opening here? I need to open. So we can change this address, localhost 5500 index.html. So authorize and load. So click on execute. And now, guys, you will see exactly it will show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blog posts. Go to the second page, 3, 4, 5. Go to the last page, you will see 200 pages are there. So this application is perfectly fine working. Sometimes it can create problems when you write manually the code yourself, so it can create problems. But if you copy paste the source code, I have given the link in the video description. Just copy paste it and replace your client ID and API key, and you will be perfectly fine. And you will get all your search console data, all the pages data, all the impression clicks, position data inside your browser. So hopefully you like this video, guys. And if you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.